for the land.
And it's funny that you say that. I've been to, I'm from Canada, and I've been to some places where there's diamonds and gold, and I feel so different when I come home to my house. And I went to Egypt. I don't know why. I just picked up. I went to Luxor, and going into the temple, I came back. I went into the Red Sea. I went into the Nile. Coming back, I was a whole new person. Like, I had touched lands and gained so much information. It was just coming to me. I couldn't, like, I'd lay down in my bed and things would just unlock. And I was just like, I started writing a book, My Journey to the Red Sea. And it was just unlocking so many answers that I've had on my whole life. As a child, I seen things. To this day, I can see atoms in the air if I actually concentrate. And it just took me to a whole new level, and I started to read a little bit of the hieroglyphics. And wow, you are so on point. And I'll just show you something from Egypt. I hope you can see it. So I got this one here. That's for my three daughters. And then when you turn the light off, I wonder if you can see it.
Yeah, I see her over there, the cat, glowing gold.
Yeah, it's got the and stuff, but yes, the lands, definitely. I've traveled America as well, and I've just been to all the places that nobody goes, that just is like desolate. And you gain so much energy from it. The palms of your feet, the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands.
Those are chakra points.
They're portals straight to the internal, because I do health and wellness. I'm a nutritionist. And I had to get away from that, the professional field, because it's limited. They don't allow you to mix the spiritual and everything together. It's, straight. So
that's where you go and you take what's called physics, quantum physics. And when they don't want you to connect the religion with the spirituality, you use the quantum physics as the union point. Because you have something called the unified field theory. The unified field theory says that all things are interconnected. Right, and then everything is interconnected by degrees. This is where you get your 6 degrees of separation from this many people knowing each other. Right. So it's all in measuring it. It's all in measuring it. But once you understand what you training yourself to do, it makes it easier to develop a system that works for you.
That's the thing. I just spoke to my son maybe like an hour ago, and I was discussing that it's all about me now. I'm trying to find out. I have so much knowledge, so much wisdom, but I'm trying to find out my purpose. Where do I direct it? And I've been taking
a cheat sheet.
Pardon me?
Cheat sheet.
Teachy?
A cheat sheet.
Oh, cheat sheet. Yes, please.
Okay, you use the resume format. Except you're going to need a bigger box for your skills. Everything you know how to do.
I did that the other day.
If you know how to fold towels really neat and people compliment you on it, I go in there. If you know how to hit a baseball out into center field over the fence, that go in there. Especially if you can do it consistently. Right? Everything you can think of that you know how to do. And when you run out of stuff to do, sit it aside for a couple days, right? Then change the person that's watching now is not the applicant. Now you are the person that's responsible to place this person's resume. with a compatible job. And then you got to go over it and say, what kind of job requires these skills? Right? Because you've been training your whole life for your life purpose. So everything you know how to do is tied to your life purpose. When you look at it, you're like, holy shit, I'm supposed to be a tree hugger.
That was me all the time.
You know, whatever you come up with, based on your skill sets, will give you a real good inclination, because what you're going to be using for a filter is what feels good on the inside, make your heart glow when you think about doing it based on that skill set. I would love to do that. Like some people would love to work in the zoo around the animals.
Right.
Like that job will make them feel like they don't even got a job. Right. And it'll make it enriches their life, because now they got all these zoo tales to tell their family functions.
Right.
You know, we birthed the baby elephant last week, and that's just fascinating to people that don't work in the zoo. But it also centers the spotlight on the zoo person. For the moment, they become the local celebrity, the family celebrity, telling their stories. The grill.
You're so right, because that's me around natural skin products and body. Like I can sit at the family functions and talk about. That's what I do every year. I make for everybody and give it to them, and it's just that brings me joy for real.
Yeah, so that's the first lead you have to your life purpose, because you can build around it or you can build it. In other words, you can use it to develop a community, or you can use it to be a business, which would be your choice. Right? Skincare products, you might want to buy a house with 13 rooms and take 12 of your nieces to train them. Come live with me while y'all learn this.
All my children know how to do it. We are in the big, because I do it now.
I'm talking about like your extended family, as you you begin to teach others.
You're right. You're right.
Humans are supposed to relay information from one to another for survival purposes. It's part of the nature of a pack animal being a responsible pack member. If you see pack animals, one of them will make a discovery, and they will systematically try to teach others in order to upgrade their standing within the pack, within the tribe, within the clan, within the flock. Right? And they take this new skill, it inherits them until they learn another new skill. Then before you know it, they got a whole repertoire of different things that they can do now, because they learn so much from so many different people learning new things. So humans relay information by word of mouth. Is the oldest form of communication between humans. Second oldest form. The oldest form is telepathy. Once we start communicating verbally, then we start communicating with the written word. But the written word didn't start off as letters, it started off as symbols. So signs and symbols is our third language from our third cycle in the realm. So then when we go from the symbols, we downsize the symbols to simplicity until we get to the point of writing where we at now. Now we're going from writing back to typing. Script setting. But only now anybody could do it, but before you needed a printer and a printing press.
That's
and
right.
only certain people was allowed to print books. Now we're in the era where if you have the knowledge, you can give it away free or you can charge people for it, as long as you can put it in some kind of format that they can utilize. If you can come in and you can do an instructional video to help somebody walk through a problem that they experience, and other people that might have a similar problem get to see it, and then they say, "Oh, that might work for me." And then if it worked for them, then it could give them an opening to teach others. Let me show you what worked for me.
And you know, you're right on point, because with Big Mama, I I teach a class every Tuesdays on health and wellness and cooking. I do a cooking show, and it brings me so much joy. I know it's just once a week, or it's like twice a month or something, but it brings me so much joy. And as you're speaking, it's making me think all the knowledge I have, it is free to just put it up online and teach it.
So the reason why I decided to give it away free, because it was already prepaid in
Yeah.
book form, and I wanted to show people that just because you go through an adverse condition like prison, it don't mean that you have to suffer the adverse condition of prison.
Sure.
So in my mind, I wasn't in prison. I was at the university monastery studying to figure out how to break us all free.
I like that.
I thought I was doing the self-improvement program, but I didn't know that the self-improvement program was the prelude to being a community improvement programmer.
Look at that.
I didn't know that. Yeah. But what you don't always know, the little thing that you try to do good can have a major effect if you go ahead and proceed forward with it. Most of us get cold feet because we're thinking of the big picture instead of looking at the little thing we can do today that can grow into something great tomorrow.
And that was me too. As I was raising children, I was at home and I just learned everything I possibly can. I didn't know why I was learning crochet. I didn't know why. I was just taught myself everything, how to cook, about herbs. You know, I learned everything, and now I have so much, and I'm like, I want to just let everybody know. My family's like, okay, we heard enough of it. They only come to me when they're sick, and they're like, oh, heal me.
Well, in no sense of healing nobody, that's not going to change the thing that made them sick.
Nope, that's what I tell them. I'm like, well, you got to stop doing this, or else you're going to keep coming back to me. But, oh, that was so helpful, though. You just had a light bulb moment for me.
Okay, I'm going to take another caller because I'm only going to do a couple more of them.
Have a blissful night, and I greatly appreciate you.
All right. Thank you for gracing with your presence.
All right. Love and light. I don't know how to end.
T. Mark. Okay. K Flow 74. That sound like somebody from my way. K Flow 74. K Flow 74.
Hey, how are you, Chief?
You good? How you doing?
Good, good. First time getting the opportunity to speak with you, so thank you.
You're welcome. How can I help you?
I was calling because of a couple of things. I lost a few people in a very short amount of time, so it's been interesting. Not so much sad, but just a lot of revelation around it. And I think the loneliness slash isolation has helped me really to focus on some things that has become clear to me. So I cut out TV and I cut out a lot of stuff that I used to do. And it's just been figuring out what I know now, like the knowing of what I know has been difficult kind of trying to share that information because I guess everybody's not supposed to know the same time that you know. So it's like, am I the crazy one? Like, it feel like I'm kind of
Let me give you a little help. Because
okay.
everything you experienced, the rapid deaths, I went through it.
Mm,
When I tell you I went through it, I went through it. Okay, now, in the spirit realm, that grief you feel is the same as bliss.
mm,
The grief that you feel is the verified proof of the bond of love. You can't grieve somebody you have no love for.
mm-hmm,
It just won't happen. You would have the attitude, there's another motherfucker dead.
mm,
You just killing each other like they lost their man. But when it's somebody you know, oh Lord, the energy change.
mm-hmm,
That energy is also served as a spiritual catalyst to an awakening that you trained up until that point to be awakened for. It's not haphazard. It's intentional, but from the spirit side of things. It's traumatic from the physical side of things. But when you're not in the physical body, to be able to know that you was in the physical body and you was able to feel those things is the joy of being human. So your experiences, you want to feel grief that proves your ability to give and receive love. Right now, a lot of people be telling other folks that's grieving to get over it. You can't tell nobody that. Anybody tell you that got your worst interests at heart.
mm-hmm,
Because when you grieving, it take how long it take. The bigger the love, the longer the grief, the harder the grief. That's why a lot of old couples, when one of them pass, the other one don't live a year. Because the
mm,
grief, along with the old age, is too much to bear. And they develop a mentality from being together so long as I would rather be gone with you than be here without you. That mentality turns off their systems,
mm.
right? Because that love bond is so strong, the grievance they feel, it would just be better if I didn't feel it. So they start shutting themselves down, trying to numb the pain of the connection being altered in a way that they can't see the meaning of. Still connected, or you wouldn't feel the grief. Once you realize you're still connected, it gives you a ability to use it as an empowering tool to know the ability to love. And then when you have back-to-back situations like that, not only was you able to love this person, this one, and this one, and this one, and it's proved by the grief, and it hurt, but it's not supposed to feel good because it won't teach you or shock you out of your shell to spark you into your next level of life. And that's why we run it like a relay. You know,
Mm.
we come into the physical form, and the greatest connections that we can establish with other people is a connection based on love and the principles of loyalty and truth. When we make those connections, that allows us to be stronger as a person because we know that we have people that we bonded to like that, that if we was in any situation where we needed to aid and assist, we don't have to worry about if they gonna be there. We just gotta worry about how many gonna come.
So do you think at some point, because I know for me, and I'm speaking of my mom and my grandmother, but when my mom passed, like I really used to feel her really, really strong. And then it was just at the point, this happened in 2019, but then it came to the point where, of course, the grief wasn't as consuming.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like just the revelation one day that, if I keep putting myself through this trauma loop, then I'm never going to be able to get out of it. And it's something that she would have never wanted for me anyway, because I do have kids, family, all that stuff. So I need to be able to function for them. But I don't feel her as strong as I used to. Is that because of the healing that takes place, or is it something else?
It's a combination of things. It's the body's defense mechanism from being overwhelmed with grief. Is one. It's also that as you heal, it begins to relieve the extremity of the pain. So the pain is not so deep no more, or not so sharp. First it'll dull, then it'll become to the point where it's tolerable, but it'll always be lingering, especially when it's a mother. But the for people that lose a mother that's really close to her, have to realize that their mama is in them, literally, not figuratively. Her mitochondrial is powering who you are. And you can psychically connect with that by knowing things that you had special moments with your mother, and reenact them in your mind, and cook her favorite meal or something to eat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You are tuning into her frequency. And then she'll be able to literally have the conversation me and you having with you without physically being present, because you can activate her in your DNA, especially the women, because you have an echo chamber called the uterus that allows you to filter spiritual information from source to self.
Oh.
So when your mitochondrial is linking you to your mother, the echo chamber is tying you to the great mother. So you will look at it in physical form as your mama calling your grandmama, telling her to help you hear her.
Oh.
But you have to be mentally stable enough to know when your mama voice pop in your head, she's really talking to you. It's not an illusion, because you will have opened that channel by tapping into that love link between you and her.
Yeah, because I still feel like her guidance is just like it's not as vivid as it was when she initially, passed on.
My mama used to talk to me when she first passed, like me and you talking now,
Mm-hmm.
because I was on the edge. And she counseled me, told me what to do, told me be patient, long suffering. That's the part I hate, because I got that from my dad. I don't want to fucking hurry up and wait,
Right.
but I gotta hurry up and wait. So she gave me all of the keys, and then she reminded me of what she told me since she's been gone.
Mm.
And sometimes they'll flash a memory in your mind where you
Mm-hmm.
see yourself doing stuff with her in order to answer a question about her that you got. She'll show you a scene. It's easier for you to recognize the scene because you lived through it than to recognize her talking to you when you told that's some spooky demonic shit. When it's not spooky or demonic, it's just she in your blood, just like you in your blood. Your consciousness is projecting through the dominant frequency, but the frequency generator source, the mitochondria, is coming from her.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right. And then I guess one more question.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had a sensitivity to emotions. And I think that's why, when all of this happened, I kind of isolated myself because other people's emotions were kind of invading my space, where I didn't have time to kind of process the stuff that I needed to process. But feel like I'm still in a space where that needs to happen, only because there's like, for some reason, I'm gonna get a really big push towards astrology. So I've been really, really deep diving into that, trying to figure out exactly how it all aligns because I'm a real logical thinker, so I have to make it make sense type thing. Um, and it doesn't have to make sense in the literal sense, just in order for me to process it.
Yeah, you got to understand how it works.
Right, exactly. Um, so just like stuff is like falling into line where it feels like I'm being led to kind of learn stuff that's outside of the realm of what normal society actually thinks. Um,
Yeah,
and kind
because
of pushing
normal
me.
society is the most abnormal part of society.
True, facts, facts. So I'm trying to just make sure that I'm on the right course because you get so much information and I like information, but it's getting really hard to process
Now,
so much information at once.
information is like food. You got to give it a chance to digest
Hmm.
before it's useful.
Okay.
Remember that. Information is like food. You got to let it digest in the mind before the mind can use it. Your mind naturally organizes everything you learn. But if you don't allow it to organize it and you try to force it, you start putting stuff in its wrong place. So
Hmm.
that's the first thing. So once you understand that the mind, the way that it stores information and recalls information, if you let it digest, it'll come up when you need it. It'll be there. It's there. You learned it already. You know it, right? So you let it digest and remember, don't feel bad about taking your time to take care of your mental and emotional health. And I'm going to tell you why. When you go outside that door, don't nobody give a damn about helping you get through what you're dealing with. They want you to help them get through what they dealing with.
Mm.
If you don't take care of yourself and make sure that you're capable of being of assistance to others, you're not going to be able to help yourself. They're going to drag you down with no remorse.
Hmm.
So the rule is constructive selfishness says this: make sure that you take care of yourself to the degree where you function enough to help others without harming your position.
Right.
If you need to isolate and gradually reach out individual by individual, that's what you do. You got to protect your peace in your inner sanctuary first, because the world not going to do it for you. They going to just take. The more you get, the more they going to take.
Yeah.
So you have to be constructively selfish. That means selfish enough to get yourself to the position you want to be, so you're in a position to be a greater help to those you want to help. Destructive selfishness is the dog eat dog mentality. I got to get mine. I don't care if you get yours. That's destructive selfishness. It's not that I don't care if you get yours if it's constructive. I can't help me if I don't. If I can't help you if I can't help me first. It's called allocation of resources. Your emotional and mental health resources is just as valuable as your financial resources, if not more so. Because you can lose all your financial resources if you have your mental resources and your spiritual resolve still intact. You can get that back with no problem. If you had it before, you can get it again. How you know? Because you already had it. So that's not even an issue no more. Take care of you. Design your space feng shui where it's always bringing you more and more peace every time you sit one part of the house to the another.
Hmm. Okay.
And anybody that make you irritated, Don't talk to them until you feel like you can talk to them without them irritating. That's all. They don't mean don't talk to them forever. Even if it take 10 years. Shit, I had to wait till I was strong enough to be able to tolerate your bullshit before I call you back. Don't mean I ain't love you. It mean that I had to take care of me first.
Right.
Because if I ain't take care of me, I was going to hurt you for no reason. For you being you. Annoying as fuck. Right?
Right. Right.
But if you take care of you and you feeling in your glow, it don't matter what they say or do around you. That shit just roll off like water off duck's back.
True. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Well received. Okay. Um, and then last one. I swear this is it. Then I'll let you bring somebody else up.
Okay.
Genealogy. Like I've been trying to trace it. But I'm having a really hard time on my mother's side of the family.
We'll stop in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where y'all got switched out on paper.
Yeah, because she was born in 1908, but it's like her name changed to so many variations that I don't really know which one is kind of true. Like I knew her as Odessa, but when I try to trace it back, it's Odessa, it's Odessa. So it's kind of hard to kind
Okay,
of
so
pinpoint.
you know in our culture, especially our old folks can't pronounce. They used to write how it sound. They didn't write how it was supposed to be spelled. So if you
Mm,
got three different elders writing your name, they don't ask the other one how you spell that child name. They spell it how it sounds to them. So
mm,
if she moved to three different houses, let's say she stayed with her parents was married, then her father and mother got divorced, and then one of them moved and she moved with them, they're not gonna spell her name the same. The other one, because it sound, they're gonna spell it how it sounds.
okay. So I just have to investigate all of them.
Yeah. And normally what you're gonna get to what's called a geographical common ground. Then the records you're gonna look for a church burning around that time your records stop. You're gonna look for a courthouse burning around the time when your records are stopped, and you're gonna look for a library burning because this is where we used to keep our records at. They burned them down when they switched us out so that they can hide who we was from us.
Mm. Yeah, because she was in Georgia, so the South.
Yeah,
I know
that's
that
where they
part.
primarily did it at, from Georgia through Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Louisiana. That's because them was the ones that was the prime farms of the families. Most of the North, we didn't have the same types of family farms we had in the South. And
Mm-hmm.
so we traded different goods from north to south using the Mississippi River and its tributaries as roadways, right? So when they was trying to stop us from growing where we was growing, because they wanted their cash crops, primarily they wanted cotton for denim, they wanted tobacco and um, a couple of other food stocks that they had us growing. And they can't stop us from growing corn. We don't even realize it. If they took corn off the market, we'll bug out. The tribes will start getting antsy if we stop
Mm,
seeing corn. Because it's like a harbinger of doom for corn not to be continuously seen in the community all over the land. It's like a it's like a sedative they give us.
mm,
Yellow corn is not even the dominant corn. They gave us the yellow corn because it was sacred to Oshun. The primary corn, we had corn, exotic corns with different flavor than the yellow corn,
mm.
right? They taste slightly different. We had ruby red corn, ruby purple corn, right? Remember when we was little, they used to get these things called Indian corns to hang up for good luck.
Mm-hmm.
So all that's tribal.
Yeah, that
All
makes
that's
sense
tribal.
now. Yeah, because my her husband, I remember hearing stories from my grandmother saying how he went to jail because he didn't want them to take his land, and they ended up taking it. He went to jail because he kind of killed a couple of folks, I guess. So he went to jail. So I never really seen my grandfather growing up until he came to live with my grandmother when he got sick. So, but yeah, that kind of makes sense.
In a case like your grandfather, was very common back then, sharecropper agreements.
Mm-hmm.
They used to use trickery. By the time the landowner realized they got deceived out of the land, it's too late. On paper, they lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they sending the sheriff in to remove you from the land because you lost it in the sharecropping agreement. We don't give up land.
Mm-hmm.
We will kill your ass about this property here. Now, that sound like that was how we was back then. But you got some places in every southern state, half the northern states, like Ruby Ridge. The government can't come there. Talking about executing nothing on that property.
Mm-hmm.
That's their family farm, been in their family for hundreds of years. And if you try to come on there talking about enforcing some goddamn law, you're going to have a Waco situation. They know it. And they don't bother them people. And they pay them well not to fine because they
Mm-hmm.
can't get them off the land.
So they pay him well not to farm.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay.
They pay millions of dollars a year in a subsidy for farmers not to oversaturate the food market with crops because they can bring the price of food down in one growth season.
Oh. Okay.
It's all a system of control.
Right. Well, yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're
Provided a
welcome.
lot of clarity.
I hope
Take
so.
care.
All right.
Bye.
Bobby B. Blunt. Wait, let me. Mark Anthony Murray.
Hey, this Rod. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Can you see me?
I can't see you. Something happened with your video.
Oh man, hey, I've been following you for years, man. I'm glad that you answered me though. But I've been.
So what's on your mind? How can I help you today?
It's got a.
Shit, they giving him a hard time. I can't hear him. You can just cut all the way out. Yo, yo,
Chiefing with the motherfucking chief. God damn.
What's going on, my brother? How can I help you
Hey
today?
man, you say what?
What's on your mind today?
Shit, too much to talk about. I ain't gonna cap to you, bro.
What you want? What you want to
Driving,
tell me right now?
driving my family crazy with all the information you giving me, trying to get them to understand. Like,
First and foremost, anybody tell you that America was part of an ancient Moroccan empire, it's made up. It's contrived. It's a false narrative. There's no truth in it. That's one. There's no record of nowhere on the land that was described as Morocco prior to 1492. It don't exist. There's no cultural phenomenon of people referring themselves to Moorish, Moroccan, or any of the related subject matter. It don't exist. You got a bunch of other people that's still stuck in a religious dogma. I'm going to tip your sacred cow today. The Bible is a tool to control the masses. It's crowd control. You sit there and stand and argue from it as if it's a book of undisputed facts, when many of it has been disputed and has been shown to be nothing more than allegory, especially since the books say it's allegory. All of these things you read herein are allegory. Don't believe me? Ask Ray Haggins. Look, Morocco did not exist as a country until the 1950s. If you don't believe me, just go look it up. The reason why Morocco is such a prominent figure in the dialogue is because people are relating more with Morocco. More is really related to the exiles from the Spanish Inquisition and the French Revolution from Europe. Well, they call it the Great Inquisition. Remember, they came in 711 and took control of Egypt through what's known as the Dark Ages. The scholastic definition of the Dark Ages was a period of ignorance of extreme depth within the confines of the Iberian Peninsula and the whole of Europe. They called it the Dark Ages. I mean, everybody was dumb as shit. Now, the 711 incursion did not improve the conditions of the Europeans living in Europe. And this is, you can go, if you want to see the history of them being taught to bathe, go revisit the Shogun series that's based on the incursion into Asia, where they tell you that the pirates that was coming from Europe to Asia was catching these diseases because they didn't know how to wipe their posterior. So since they couldn't wipe their ass, they was trying to figure out what the Asians was doing on their ships that was keeping them from dying from these various filth-related disease. Yep, the Barbary Wars in the 1800s has nothing to do with an ancient Moroccan empire. What we call in the ancient Moroccan empire, I'm going to break it down for you. We talking about the Byzantine Empire, the Roman Empire. We talking about the rise of Spain as an individual country and the breaking off of nations of Italy. This was because of the war that was taking place based on the jihad of the Muslims and the crusades of the Christians. While they were fighting each other, the other tribes, the Khazarians, who actually are mulatto offspring from northern Europe, used to be called Khazaria or Prussia. And they didn't want to take sides in the war, so they declared themselves to be Hebrew and converted to the Hebraic religion, but they not blood descendants of the Hebraic bloodlines. or the Israeli bloodlines, as they call them. Now, the Byzantine kings is the incursion of the Moors across Turkey. When they changed Istanbul to Constantinople, was because Rome under Constantine conquered Turkey, right? So they changed the name from Istanbul to Constantinople after Constantine. So when they giving you all this stuff, they telling you the history. None of the other shit that they telling you is, all that shit is addendums, after the fact additions to the information given in order to mislead the population to down the wrong path. You got people that's thinking that my work of choice as a tribal leader is to sit on the goddamn internet. They don't know me very well, because they would have been knew that I've been bitching the whole time I've been on the internet about how bad I hate being on the internet. But because of the time-stamped archivable format, they make everything I do admissible as a public notice. Notice the agent being notice the principal, right? It don't matter if I'm on the internet or if I'm doing it in the newspaper. It's just that I get to talk to people face to face, and real people get to come and ask me real questions about real situations, spiritually in their life, financially in their life, metaphysically in their life, that you rather slime ball, sorry, wannabe Johnny come latelys to try to tear me down. Y'all ain't did none of that. It's in the public what I'm doing. I done put my pedigree out here. They talking about I'm a chief without a tribe. I got a tribal chief. How the fuck I don't got no tribe? I got a chief, right? They don't know the culture of the land, the culture of the people, but they trying to dictate to me that I shouldn't use the term Turtle Island, when that's the term that most of our people are currently using in reference to the Americas, trying not to use Americas to validate the imposters' claim that this is their land. They ain't got nothing to do with us. So yeah, I use Turtle Island, but that's not my term of choice. I'm Mississippi Clay Dirt walking. And when that clay dirt get to stomping on your ass, it's a whole nother element. See, all this right here, this is not my lane. I'm not one to tongue wrestle with you sorry ass lazy niggas that ain't doing nothing, that's complaining about the people that's trying to do something. I'm on this bitch giving away free game. 100% free game. If you like it and you decide to donate something, that's on you. I'm giving away free motherfucking game. And the people that's listening, they know the difference in somebody that's on here talking what's real and what's fake. I done dropped so many receipts that if I gave you a receipt book, you need a forklift to carry it. Come on, man. Don't play with me. They say I don't have a tribe. My tribe is growth and development, you dumbass. You just stuck up the government ass and believe because the government called it a gang that the gang don't mean tribe. It mean an outlaw tribe, a non-treaty tribe, a tribe that been rebellious to these motherfuckers since the beginning, and we not gonna back down, and we gonna keep on being rebellious. My tribe got laws, bylaws, minutes. We got a whole ledger of information from everywhere we've been that's all codified and calculated in order for us to be able to keep track of who we is. I don't got no goddamn tribe. You got to be out your goddamn mind. I got sister tribes. Peace Stone Nation is a sister tribe to the growth and development. Vice Lords, they sister tribes because they all come from the same geographical location, and they got to come together whether they like it or not so we can get our shit back. I don't got no tribe. They gave more factual information out than half of your goddamn university professors, and you ain't said shit about them. Y'all gotta check your motherfucking game before you come fucking with me, cause I got the receipts to show it. They come up and they want me to make us all Moors. I'm not agreeing to some shit that don't got nothing to do with me. I'm not agreeing to that. That don't got nothing to do with me. If you want to be a Moor, they got a group of righteous Moors. But if they not following the directives and the leadership of the Women's Moorish Consulate, they can't come talk to me. I don't want to hear it. Because if the Moorish Women's Consulate is not the authority of the Moorish science, don't come telling me nothing about them. It don't got nothing to do with me. All I can do is tell you the truth. You just don't have to like it. Noble Drew Ali couldn't stand you niggas. He said, I could count the number. You can go look at the Moorish literature if you think I'm making it up. I could count the number of Moors that's going to make it on one hand and still have fingers left. Come on now. The only thing that'll surprise me is if a Moor would do right. What the fuck is you niggas doing to make a founder? Then Morocco steal the flag from the Moorish Science Temple, and they think they're giving them an accolade under the pretense of this grand theft. Trying to steal the rights of Noble Drew Ali. But you forget he got Cherokee heritage. And a Uwaya. Right? But we don't know where we come from. We don't know our pedigree. We don't know our bloodline. Nigga, I scrap out with all you motherfuckers. My mama just told me I had to do it this way. My responsibility is to do my public works. If you ain't no chief, you don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm talking about doing my public works. That which benefit the most of the collective of the tribes that have been lost, displaced, misnamed, misnomered, genocided by paper, genocided by lynching, genocided by any other means they could come up with. And I have information that's critical to the collective of my clans, all of the clans, no distinctions, no separations. I don't care if they're the light-skinned clans or the dark-skinned clans, because we had them all. It don't got nothing to do with me. I'm just telling you the truth that I've discovered in my studies, and that just so happened to be liberating information that you could use to get your own goddamn head out your ass. You on here on social media with no picture of yourself trying to tell me what I'm doing. Sending you to Pelican Bay. I'm sicking the pelicans on your ass in the bay, motherfucker. What? King Kong, shit, Mighty Joe Young, and the rest of them niggas ain't got shit on me. I'm telling you, I done gave up so much motherfucking free game, motherfuckers think that I'm mining motherfucking facts. I got a whole facts man down here. None of you motherfuckers listen, I could drop book references off the dome without no notes. I could tell you historical information from modern history to ancient history off the top of my head with no notes. And you ain't picked that shit up yet. It ain't clicked yet. It ain't recognized. I can tell you the path of the invaders before they ever decided to invade us and trace their ass all the way back to ancient Babylon, culture by culture, name change by name change, off the dome, and you motherfuckers still don't recognize that shit. I done showed y'all the police is a foreign military operating the police state on the land because you niggas is too goddamn hateful of each other and don't want to see nobody telling the truth to be listened to. So y'all want to try to tear them all down like I'm making this shit up. I don't need to do no sensationalism. I'm not chasing no motherfucking clout. I earned every motherfucking thing I learned. I paid attention. And I purchased the price. I had a brother and a sister that love to send me books, and I love to read them. Before you come and you tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, you need to listen to what I'm telling you. I can machine gun fire quotes of great men from historical figures off the top of the dome. You niggas can't do that shit. Let me see what my notes say. Fuck your notes. Fuck your notes. That's why I don't do debates with you niggas. I did that shit in the penitentiary for years. It get boring. I get tired of crushing you motherfuckers with facts when y'all think that y'all conjectures can stand up and withstand the truth. It can't happen. It's not possible. You don't gotta like it. You don't even gotta agree with it. And anybody that tell you that I ever told anybody to agree with everything I say is a goddamn lie. Because I know everybody not always supposed to agree all the time, because I don't want no yes men around me, no ass kissers, because the ass kisser is a prelude to a traitor. He just ass kissing to get enough information that he can sell on your motherfucking ass to trade you out. Don't trust the ass kisser. Right? But you got to handle him with kid gloves. But I'm telling you, so since it's chiefing with the chief, I think I ought to be chiefing. What y'all think? So I've been doing this on the internet for a couple years now, about 5-6 years, and every now and then somebody rear their head up like they know me. They don't know me from Iraq and Iraq or from a goddamn pimple on the face of a bitch in Japan. And they gonna tell you other people about me without never having a conversation with me. And as we gonna find in the Q&A when I get done doing my little rant, I open up my flow for anybody to come ask me anything. The worst thing I can tell you motherfuckers is I don't know, which is highly unlikely because half you motherfuckers don't know the shit I forgot. And then they don't want, every time a nigga get ready to tear one of their ass, he crazy, he violent. Fuck yeah, I'm violent. That's why I'm on the internet and they won't let me come and meet you motherfuckers in person. Cause I machine gun motherfucking Kelly speed bag your face. I ain't got no problem with scrapping. That's what we came up doing. That was my shit. That's just second nature to me. I'm Mississippi Clay Dirt walking. Them boys in the South been born knocking. We've been bumping around in the motherfucking Mississippi fields for a long goddamn time. Generations, in fact. We learn how to fight from tussling with each other. You gotta remember that shit. Before you jump on here and be getting gangster with a motherfucker, some of us will pull up on your motherfucking ass, as that one dude that was harassing that sister found out when she drove 3 hours to pull up on his punk ass for talking shit on the internet, just to know that just because you on the internet don't mean your ass can't get touched. Your ass can be touched. Then coming to find out, all of the naysayers that had bad shit to say, once we finally have a conversation, be like, bro, I had you all wrong. Of course you did. Because I'm standing in the position of right, telling the truth. You can't get me. If you don't get me right, you got me wrong. You got me wrong. I'm going to tell it like it is. And all of these motherfuckers that's giving us these artificial historical narratives, right? Some of them is doing it because they're obligated to hold the story where it's at and not let it progress, but not let it fall back. We call that holding the post. And the ones that was assigned to hold the post, they did a good job because I was able to come along, get the goddamn receipts and keep it moving. And they still standing on the post. And you motherfuckers walked past and laughed at them and thought they didn't know what they was talking about until Rod put all this shit together and said, dog, it's a big puzzle. The elders told us something in this puzzle. But I ain't from the land. Y'all want me to be from Africa. Africa would love to have me. They would love to have me. They would already be having fucking celebratory parades in my name if I was to go to Africa. If I was to go to Tonga. If I was to go to Australia. They know me all over the fucking world from being on the internet. From being on the internet. Because the public notices tribal reach across all tribes on all lands. Wherever a tribe got access to this information, they can get it free. And it triggers the genetic memory that brings back to their mind, wait a minute, what the fuck? We was at war and they hit us upside the head. Them goddamn 3 ruffians. So now that the master architect and the master builder then rose from the goddamn grave, come telling you motherfuckers the truth, you think you know who the fuck you talking to. Al-Kebalan is a made up name. That shit ain't even 40 years old. It's a made up name for the motherland. The maps don't have their map. They got the Al-Kebalan from ancient times or from a couple hundred years ago. There's no map that says Al-Kebalan on it. That's just some shit that we was trying to come up with to get from under the name Africa. Africa used to be in Brazil before in the 1800s. Most of us didn't know that. So now when they telling us this narrative about an African slave trade, they ain't telling us they was shipping us from our cousin's part of the land on South America to our mother's part of the land on North America. They was just tricking us into believing we came across all them goddamn ocean gyres packed like sardines on the ship that's going to turn into a gas chamber in about 3 days. And the journey is a fucking 30, 60, 90-day journey. Y'all got to be, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Especially when the most famous slave ship photograph, or not photograph, it's an actual drawing from an abolitionist paper, is a perfect overlay for Notre Dame University, and you motherfuckers ain't caught that shit yet. I showed that shit 5 years ago and y'all still ain't caught up yet. It might not have been 5 years ago. When Notre Dame caught fire, I showed y'all what the fuck it caught fire for. Just like the White House caught fire, ain't nobody talking about that shit. Don't nobody give a fuck. Because they shit is over. And that fire, and when first it was at the White House, then it was in St. Louis. It went from the District of America to the Show Me State under St. Louis. Y'all don't even see the codes being flipped in your face, and you gonna come on here and write posts and shit and talk about a motherfucker you ain't never met. Ain't no paperwork saying I done fucked over nobody. It don't exist. If it is, they just made it up. So when y'all be talking about people, right? Y'all sitting here watching the dirt get done to people when you taking part in the dirt. You sitting here because what the allegation is, you not knowing that's the dirt, but because you are repulsive to the allegation, you gonna throw the dirt with the rest of the dirty hands. You motherfuckers gotta learn how to think. Thinking. Just because some shit going on in your head don't mean you thinking. Idle mind is the devil's workshop, because if you don't discipline your thoughts, you won't discipline your life. And if you don't discipline your life, you can't help nobody because you can't help yourself. So you might as well go and quit and be a pauper guy, get you a box and live behind the liquor store. Get you a mini house or a tent, move your ass to Skid Row. But I'm going to tell you this, when y'all really find out who the fuck Rod Hayes is, because the government going to tell you. The government gonna tell y'all who the fuck Rod Hayes is. Donald John Quavius is gonna tell you motherfuckers who Rod Hayes is. These military generals gonna come out and tell you, since you don't think I'm the chief. Them generals gonna come out and they're gonna tell you, yeah, he the chief. Don't believe me. I don't want you to believe me until you see it. Then I want you to believe me. I'm just telling you what you're gonna be seeing in the future. Because they gonna have to give it all back. And it's not too many of us that know how to tell the story in the manner that let them know that motherfucker know his shit. This they shit. I came and gave y'all all the motherfucking answers. Told y'all where to find the answers. Told y'all you ain't got nan right you don't exercise. If you don't exercise a right, it's not your right. You got inalienable rights, but if you don't exercise your jurisdictional supremacy, you a jurisdictional victim. So you can't do that. You can't have it both ways. It don't work like that. You got to exercise your rights. Listen to what I'm telling you. You have to exercise your rights. That's the same as you got to exercise your muscles to make them stronger. In order for a motherfucker to respect you exercising your rights, you have to know your rights. The Indigenous Rights Act, the UNDRIP of the United Nations that was signed off by America, and America got like 3 iterations of it. They got the American Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People, the American Rights of Native Peoples, the American Indigenous Rights Act. So they got several different documents. I told y'all when I told you we was going through this book called Continuity of Government. If you listen to what I'm telling you and you familiar with the material, I'm gonna walk you through the transitional government. I told y'all that 5 years ago. Walked you all the way up until now, and you just got the news on the 10th. The vote to open up the government failed, and they was instructed to systematically shut this son bitch down. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just making it up as I go, right? Misleading people. But everything I say, they seeing it in their reality. They seeing it in they algorithm. I ain't the only one just telling you these motherfuckers who we is. And now the babies got it, and now you motherfuckers really finna be singing the blues. Especially when they get done butchering this Morris shit. But don't discard the science when you discard that other bullshit. Because you gotta know how to navigate. And you gotta know which Moors gave you what you call sound, trustworthy information, and which one of them was blowing smoke up our ass, misleading us. And you got to know how to read the material in order to be able to do that. And the whole thing, Noble Drew Ali, for more scientists, Noble Drew Ali's lens is the template to review anything that they say is coming out of more science. Because once you start getting familiar with how Noble Drew Ali wrote and how he thought, and what he was trying to relay to us, the structure of government, the structure of organization, which is the tribal structure. And he's trying to get us to remember this. Now, before they got sold out, because the Moors did get sold out, Noble Drew Ali used to be able to send a Grand Sheik anywhere one of his was, and they didn't give him no much change. The Grand Sheik went and got him. They didn't have to pay no fiat bond to get no motherfucker out. They just had to show up in their proper persona, right? Wearing the badge and the fez that Noble Drew Ali gave them with the instructions that he told them how to get you out. Then you had these motherfuckers that come from New Jersey chasing him all the way from New Jersey to Detroit to Chicago trying to infiltrate his shit so they can kill him like they did. So if you don't know them motherfuckers look like us, all you gotta do is study Noble Drew Ali, study Denmark Vesey, study Marcus Garvey.